Hello everybody and welcome back to Drumard Farm. So it's 7:42 in the morning. Of course we're going to be doing the usual farming day, roughly, although I think my farming hours are probably quite a bit shorter than most in real life. But, oh well, it's a simulator and we like to take it easy. This after all is supposed to be lots of fun. So today what we're going to be doing is going over to the store, and that pretty much is it. No, not really, that would be pretty boring. What we're going to do is we're going to go down to the store. We're going to pick up the road roller and we're going to hopefully pave a brand new yard. Now you've probably already seen this in the thumbnail, so that joke was pathetic and it just wore off instantly, but we're going to be... oh no, what's that? Wool. Great demand for wool. We're going to be paving the yard. Yeah, we're not going to be doing tarmac or asphalt or anything like that because I think it might be a bit more expensive than paving. I'm not too sure, but I would sort of guess that tarmac is a fairly expensive material to use when it comes to doing a yard, so I think paving is going to be better. At least that's what we're going to do anyway. We'll try it. If it looks really bad, then we'll try a different method. But anything, I think, is going to look better than dirt. Right, our tractor has got stuck behind a pickup. Okay. Put the indicator on. Turning right here. This isn't a very fast tractor, but we can still catch up with cars easily. Yes, in this game, tractors are faster. So it's the exact same mod which I use on Sandy Bay, different colour, as you can see. Our poplars are still here. No, sorry, our saplings are still here. We will be doing poplars. And we'll also be doing saplings when I work out how to fix the issue. Many people have suggested just to delete all of the most recent mods you've installed and see if it makes a difference. I haven't tried it just yet, but I will be doing. So here it is, as you can see. I've just made a quite interesting discovery. And this may help a few of you who are actually having an issue with this particular mod. If you've just got the ground modification mod, which is basically what this roller is, if you've already bought the standard roller, which this is based off, in your save game, and then you try and enable the mod, it most likely won't work. The game, for me at least, didn't even load. So make sure you sell the original one first and then buy this one. It seems to overwrite it. That's, at least from what I can gather, the way it works. So yeah, if you're having issues, make sure you delete the first one and then rebuy it. Yeah, I've just tried it and it caused an issue for me, so I'm guessing it's going to cause an issue for other people as well. So just a bit of a tip for you if you are struggling with it. It does appear in the miscellaneous section. I've also had quite a few people asking me where it actually appears. Like I say, pretty sure it just overwrites the original one. So back on Sandy Bay, we did this with the new Holland tractor, which performed very well. That tractor was much bigger than it ever needs to be for the job. I think this tractor's going to be perfect as well. In fact, I haven't really used this tractor too much recently, so it's nice to give it another go. Oh, what's this? Got another great demand for barley. So as usual, we'll go the back way, bypassing the yard just over here. Turning is the next one on the right hand side, through the gate. That's what I've always got to look out for. Look out for a gate. I think it opens this way. Oh no, it doesn't. It opens the other way. Good. Right, so up here, and then we'll get to the yard. And it's not going to be a huge job because obviously it's so easy to do, but it is quite a big area. We need to pave the entire yard, and what I really would love to do is make way for some more greenhouses. Greenhouses seem to be quite a good thing to do, providing you keep on top of them. So far, I've managed to kill the plants which we have in the first two greenhouses, and well, it's more of a polytunnel actually, the other one, but still. Yeah, I didn't really succeed, so we need to make a bit more effort with them. In fact, they've completely gone. They have died, they wilted, they died, and they went. That sounds like a productive farm. Anyway, here we go. This is the page which we need to be on. Remove grass, no, that's fine. Original ground texture is what it's currently selected. Cultivated, ploughed, sowed wide grass field, asphalt, which is what we did the road as in Sandy Bay through the cow field. Sand, concrete, pine needles, grass, gravel, leaves, rock, mud, plates. What's plates? Maybe that is what we're going to do today, not too sure. And dirt, meadow, lawn, and back to the original ground again. So, you know what? Even if plates isn't the thing we're going to do, we're still going to give it a go because I'm confused as to what it is. As far as I'm aware, it is what we are doing, I think. I will save the game. just in case this is a failure. But I'm pretty sure you can just overwrite as if it was an eraser. So I'll just do it here. Might as well. Yes, that is what we're going to be doing. Good. It's actually what the yard in Sosnovka is, I believe. Let me just choose another setting as well. I wanted to try concrete, just to see exactly what that looks like. Right, this is concrete. Which looks better? Yeah. You probably would more likely see the concrete, but the plates look good. Yeah, we'll go with the plates. So, let's get into position. Very easy. We don't actually have to do it over there. It doesn't need to be as far back as that, so let's start here. Now, to keep it neat, we need to go as close as possible to these greenhouses. I'll try and knock the speed down a bit. If we're going too fast, it's going to look a bit unrealistic. Obviously, in real life, these would probably be laid by hand, so doing it with the tractor is the easy option. Keep it fairly square. That's quite good. So it's just going to be a case really of doing this over and over. But before I go over too far, we probably should set a margin so it doesn't make a mess. So let's just go over here. You see, if I keep reversing back to a different place each time, it could become very scruffy. Now, obviously you can neaten it up over time, but if we can just avoid it in the first place, that would be much easier. We're going to keep dirt in the sheds. Not literally dirt, it's just going to be a dirt floor, not piles of dirt. That would be dirty. That's okay. Quite happy with that. So, I'm going to continue. Obviously we'll go over the concrete which we just laid here. And, oh, we probably should set a margin over there too. When we get up there we will do. Set the speed back to 3 or 4. Keep it semi-realistic. Yeah, it looks a bit sharp, doesn't it? The edges do look a bit sharp. Maybe we should put some grass on the edge just to make it look a bit more natural, because the grass would start to grow over. It wouldn't always be dirt. Like that, you see, because we haven't removed the grass. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do. I'm sure by the end of this, it will have all become very clear, and it will look much neater. I think what it calls plates, I would probably call paving. They are more like paving slabs more than anything else, but I guess they do look like plates. Maybe different countries call them different things. No idea, but I just call them like, you know, flagstone kind of things. Either way though, it is a very good mod. Very useful. You see, you'd look at this mod and think that is a really simple mod, but actually it is probably one of the most effective ones we have. You can actually change what the map looks like from a ground point of view, obviously, without having to even go anywhere near Giant's Editor, which is what you'd usually use to do this kind of thing. Very ingenious idea. Just using the simple roller. Unbelievable. Already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I feel like we've barely started. Is anybody else starting to get hay fever issues, for those of you who do suffer from it? I certainly am. I get it every year. Sometimes worse than other times, but yeah, this year so far it's not the best. But mustn't grumble. I know that other people, in fact a lot of other people in the world, do get hay fever. And at the end of the day, although it's not pleasant, there are certainly worse things you could have. But yeah, for recording videos it isn't the best thing to have. Like, you have to keep stopping the video just to go and sneeze, which isn't very pleasant. So we're about, well, we're just short of halfway. We'll keep a nice neat ending. I don't know whether to pave in the barns over there. We're not going to do these ones, I don't think. Unless, of course, it does look really scruffy. It's just a sharp edge. The sharp edge is what's getting to me. I mean, I'm not a perfectionist at all. It's just I know that other people will be. Yeah, it does look a bit unnatural. Okay, so I've just been having a bit of a think, and I've come to the conclusion that maybe doing concrete inside the sheds is going to be a better solution. The reason for this is because obviously outside the paving slabs look absolutely fine, but maybe going inside not so much. And the edge which we're leaving it's okay, but it does look a bit painted, if you know what I mean, as if it's been done with a paintbrush. So concrete is going to be hopefully quite a good solution. Now, as you can see, these paving slabs which we're putting down here are already very cracked. So I think what we're going to have to do is just sort of act as if they've always been here. You can see it's rained on them many times before. They're a bit grubby. So we'll just treat this as our yard which has always been here. And then the concrete, hopefully, can be new. But I can't remember exactly what the concrete looks like in close detail. It might be cracked as well, as if it's weathered, so we'll have to take a look. But for the time being, I'll just continue here. And I think it's going to take about 3 more minutes or so. So I'll continue. I'll see you in a second. Very close to completion. I would not want to be the person who has to lay this by hand. If you have to put every single paving slab down manually, that would be quite a job. It would have to be a team, I think, a team of people, a team of workers. Obviously we can't do anything in these bays just over here because they're full of bales currently. When they move, we can do them. But for today, we'll just do the empty shed over there so we can then fill it up. In fact, we may spend a bit of a session just going between the two sheds, so we empty the bales from here, take them over there, and I think we'll sell some of the hay bales while we're at it, because we don't need quite so many hay bales. We can get some money for those. Right, spin around, neaten it up a bit. I think I did miss a tiny bit over the top end as well, so we'll make sure we get everything. If you do miss a bit though, it just looks a bit like some mud which has been dropped on the paving. It's quite well done. Can disguise it fairly easily. The tyre marks will disappear over time. Where was it? Just over here? Yep, I think so. Unless that's just a tyre mark. I'm sure I missed a bit. Could have been here. Oh no, there it is. Good. So with that done, let's now change it over to a different ground type, which is going to be, of course, concrete, and then we'll take a look at it in close detail, just to see exactly what it looks like. It may be cracked, I'm not too sure. If it is, it's going to be a really weathered yard. Doesn't have to go right to the back, but it does have to be fairly flush with the edge, and it does have to stop at the right time as well. Right, so that's the first bay pretty much finished. Get that neatened up there. Yeah, so it looks good except for this edge, which we probably could work on. It's not the best. This side is much better. Sorry, I just hit my mouse against my side panel. That didn't sound too good. Yeah, I'll go back over here actually and just give it a go. It's starting to get dusk. It is dusk. And now it's saving. Maybe if I go right flush with here, it will make a very neat job, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's only a place to store our bales and tractors and stuff. Could have been better. Oh, there we go. That's working. Mustn't hit stuff too hard. Well, it will do. At the end of the day, it looks much better than the dirt. Yeah, it will do. Okay, I'm going to do the next bay off screen, and I'll return in this video in the end bay, then I'll show you everything completed. But of course the tyre marks are making it look a bit worse than it actually is, but it does overall look much more impressive than just some dirt going straight into some paving slabs. The thing which I hate most actually about this edge is the way that the paving slabs sort of dissolve, as if somebody's thrown some acid over it. So yeah, the concrete does a much better job at blending. Right, we are back. And we've just got a tiny bit left to do. And we're finished. So I get right to the back of the shed with the roller. And like I say, as long as we get most of it covered, it's good. So, that is it. What do you think to it? Should we have left it as dirt? Sorry, should we have left it as dirt? Or is that much better? I honestly do think that is better. When the bales are in there, you probably won't even see the concrete too much, but when you look at the difference, what is a better transition? Between the paving and the concrete, or between the paving and the dirt? Yeah, definitely between the concrete, in my opinion. But everybody's opinion is definitely going to be different, so it's hard to say. In the next video, I think we will move most of the bales across, but I will just load up the lorry now. Oh, it's alright, we're going to concrete this anyway. Yes, I did just put a concrete splodge on the ground. Not ideal. Right, okay, so here is the lorry. We're going to sell, I think it would just be one load, and the rest of it will be just put over there. The only reason we're moving it really is just so we can free up this bay for the concreting. I'll keep the lorry engine running because obviously it's got headlights and it's going to make it a bit easier to load as it is now going fairly dark. Of course, my joystick has switched itself off, which it does do from time to time. So, let me begin. Oh, this is not going to be fun because they have all tipped everywhere. Oh dear. This could be a time-lapse session, I think it's going to be, and the stacking at the end, I can say without a doubt, is going to be ugly. Very ugly. Because it's been stacked so badly in the first place. Well, it wasn't really stacked, it was sort of just thrown in there. That's as good as it gets. Okay. So, time-lapse starting now. Right, I did tell you it was going to be ugly, and it is. It's very ugly. We're not going to sell that many more. Obviously, if we do sell any more, it'll be right at the end of the series when we know we don't need to give any more to the sheep. But really, because we have so many sheep on this map, we're going to have to keep quite a good stockpile of hay, which we do have. They do get through it fairly quickly, especially if we're now doing a day per video. But honestly, I do think that is a good thing, because before, it took a very long time to produce any wool. Look at those bales on the back. This is I probably shouldn't even be showing this in a video. This is a joke. We're just going to go and sell them as quickly as possible. Down at where do you sell them? Where do you sell the bales? That's an issue. I'm not too sure. It's at Drumard Farm sales 2, as far as I can work out. So let's head over there. Looking at it, we're actually having a fairly long day. It's almost midnight. We started at 7:30 AM. It does take a very long time to pave the yard. We've done it surprisingly quickly. That was a very big area. If it was by hand, it would have taken weeks. No doubt about it, if it's just us. So yeah, let's just race over there. It's not going to be much money for this. Oh look, we've just sold some milk. Oh look, we've just had a load of expenses. Oh, the joy. Looks like our expenses are outweighing the income. As usual. Which I'm actually surprised about. It's a good job we have sheep, because they really do produce lots of money for us. They're very good. I suppose, yeah, you need to have maybe at least 100 cows to do well. Oh look, there is another expense. £6,240. That's not good. I just clipped a car. There's no wonder we're clipping cars though. Look how it sticks out. I did try and sort it out. I don't know if you saw it in the time lapse, but every time I tried to push it, because they're all sort of at a funny angle, they're all wonky, it just pushed the other side off. Let's just not look at it. Let's look at the front of the lorry instead. For all we know from this view, it could be perfectly stacked. Oh, I can see the side again. Right, here we are. This is the track down to the sell point. We have to go back through the village. I'm sure we're not going to be very popular coming through the village every night at 1 AM. I think it was 1 AM before actually. And of course this time we have got a stupidly dangerous load overhanging that side, ready to take out the pickup. I think we did alright. They've still got their washing out here. They had it out the other day. Or should I say the other night. Where do we go from here? Okay, here we are. This is our sell point, not just here, but over at the back. Do we have to unstrap it? Yes we do. Do we have to lower it? I have no idea. No we don't. £192 per bale. Not that good for farming simulator standards. Real life, that's probably amazing. But that is it for today. It is way past our bedtime. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then though, bye for now.